In memory of Daddy, who laid the foundation for this furious uprising. Yeah, this ain't just a song, it's our war. Tell it that Elle is in the building, no bullshit. Only raw truth. We ride or die for every soul neglected, every secret kept. Turn up the bass and let our explicit message shatter the silence. Hate is your venom, only makes a fire burn hotter. It's time to expose the rot. It's time for real talk. Step up or step aside, cause the revolution just began. Step into the arena where deception meets its end. Truths are heavy artillery, no facade, no pretend. She's the lioness roaring against the night. Her words slicing through bullshit, each line a burst of light. Born from pain and blazing fire. In memory of Daddy, who laid the foundation for this furious uprising. Yeah, this ain't just a song, it's our war. Tell it that Elle is in the building, no bullshit, only raw truth. We ride or die for every soul neglected, every secret kept. Turn up the bass and let our explicit message shatter the silence. Hate is your venom, only makes our fire burn hotter. It's time to expose the rot, it's time for real talk. Step up or step aside, cause the revolution just began. Step into the arena where deception meets its end. Truths are heavy artillery, no facade, no pretend. She's the lioness roaring against the night. Her words slicing through bullshit, each line a burst of light. Born from pain and blazing fire. In memory of Daddy, who laid the foundation for this furious uprising. Yeah, this ain't just a song, it's our war. Tell it that Elle is in the building, no bullshit, only raw truth. We ride or die for every soul neglected, every secret kept. Turn up the bass and let our explicit message shatter the silence. Hate is your venom, only makes our fire burn hotter. It's time to expose the rot, it's time for real talk. Step up or step aside, cause the revolution just began. Step into the arena where deception meets its end. Truths are heavy artillery, no facade, no pretend. She's the lioness roaring against the night. Her words slicing through bullshit.
Angela, hi guys. I don't know if you can hear me okay. I'm hoping that this thing that I bought actually is really going to help. Good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. TK, you're such a wonderful person. I love you. Angela, you too. I feel like I don't talk to anybody anymore. Well, TK, we don't we I appreciate you so much. TK, did you see my it's muffled? Ah, hold on, let me make sure it's connected to my new thing first. Oh, why it doesn't look like that. Mm. I guess I just have to become a little hold on. We we're gonna go hold on. Sorry guys, let me see what I can do. Okay. Is it any better right here at all? Where's where's the milk go? Mama, where's the milk? Sorry guys. I just am trying to get this together. Hopefully you hear me a little bit. If not, I'll just go outside and get eaten by mosquitoes. There's a lot of such a beautiful. I don't know, you guys. Let me know if you end up not being able to hear me like decently, okay? And then I'll move on. Hopefully we don't have problems like that right now. I haven't. Okay, good. Thank you, TK. Appreciate you. Thanks, Angela. Okay, yeah. Yes, I need to rearrange this because whatever is going on, it's just happening for me. But as soon as I have the time to do that, I shall do that. For you guys, I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are having a great week. I'm gonna try and like stay focused, but I also just wanted to pop on here and say hey and I really need to go live more just because I feel like maybe I wouldn't feel so overwhelmed with all the information in my head if I did this more consistently. So that's my goal. um, it's crazy. Thank you. Um, oh God, where do I start? Let me find my notes real quick. Okay. Oh, shit. I'm gonna talk while I'm looking for something because I just found it coincidental, and I'm not gonna say it's funny because it's not funny at all. I'm not gonna laugh at someone's misfortune by any means, but I just have talked about this person in regards to it's a little bit, and so you know, all this just really I would have to share only because I'm gonna just say it because for lack of better words, it's a little bit funny. And where did it go? I was literally looking for this before I got on here to show you guys, and then I think I took it away. Let me see. Let me go to my history real quick. And it's not funny, so I'm not trying to be a bitch. It's not funny. Oh God, nobody can hurt with what I'm about to show you. It's just interesting. I'm just this off, and if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. And if you do, you do because you followed me and you know my like weirdness about it. Um, like, hold on. Um, so I saw this today. Honestly, I just think it's not. It's only funny because it's like you'll just see. Hold on, I'm trying to do it. I'm punching it. It's funny, but if you get it, you get it. I'm sharing with you guys. I've talked about Morgan Wallen, the country singer, with mm, the ties to the Chapins and all. And I happened to just randomly come across his body cam of when he got arrested last in Nashville. And he got arrested for throwing a chair over like the top of a roof bar. Good to see you. Thanks, Angela. I'm like beating around the bush. But I really I saw this and I was like, oh my God, I have to share this. So most of you guys know, I think it's odd the Chapins, Morgan Wallen, and I think it's also odd the Chapins with Osborne, but we'll get there. I actually forgot to put that on my little note list about, but who knows if we'll make it. But I think he leveled up, and so now I'm trying to figure out how the hell okay. You guys are gonna have to tell me if you can hear it. Where did it go? It's his body cam from his arrest, okay? So I'm gonna share that with you guys. And I only think it's funny because I just keep seeing this dude ever since I've said he's got ties to the Chapins, and I've said what I've said, and I've made a point to make a point. Everywhere I look, this dude is everywhere. Like, this was in 2024. He was being arrested for throwing a chair off of the rooftop bar. Happened to, thank God, not hurt somebody, but it also landed right next to a patrol car in Nashville. So they came to arrest him, and he's making the officer talk to Eric Church and other country things on the phone on his. But then the funny part is in the car. But I don't. You guys might think I'm stupid, but I'm just gonna show it anyways because it makes me. So I'm gonna share my screen with you. It's just I think it's funny because he hears his own self on the radio in the car, and I didn't even finish it. So let's watch Mr. Morgan Wallen. Thanks to, we'll say the Chapins are our sponsors for this. Oh, joking, but before I say anything else, everything I say is my opinion, all speculation. I don't know shit about shit. And I'm just a crazy girl in California talking about things I haven't seen no clue. So there you go. Nice. Hold on. I'm gonna show you. I know nothing. Nice. Cool.
You don't see anybody throw anything. You don't have witnesses. You're accusing.
Hey, we just
I get that, but he didn't throw nothing. He didn't throw nothing. I'm his bodyguard, so you have to leave. Okay. I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
You don't know? Hold on.
Stay right there.
God, TK, thank you. I love you. You're so sweet, girl.
I'm in his bodyguard. I didn't see him throw nothing. We weren't doing nothing up there. We got nothing. We didn't nothing. Being a president is on that one. I promise you that. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't put anything.
Let's go. No, stay right here. You're not leaving yet. You're not free to go. We're investigating the situation, okay?
He's not trying to cause no problems, man. I don't know why.
Well, a chair came flying off the roof and landed right next to my patrol car over there. We're just trying to figure out what happened.
As you should.
I am. I will never. They're trying to take me out. They're trying to take me into jail outside here. The cops. I'm not sure. They won't let me leave.
Eric Church is on the phone.
Hi, Eric.
Talk to him.
Officer Trees. Hey, how you doing? Well, we're investigating something right now. That chair came off the roof of the Chief's car and landed next to my patrol car on the street. That's what we're getting to the bottom of right now, reviewing security cameras. Yep. We're just investigating at this point. Yeah. Right.
I know I did.
Yeah. No, it's not really something that you can do, right? So law enforcement, we have to enforce the laws, figure out what happened. We've got a supervisor come to the scene. Got to treat it like we would with anybody else. Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
This is like the front. This lines are marquee in the front of the building.
Okay.
So that's like straight down.
Okay.
This house is where it's all from.
Like back over here.
All right, sir. So again, I'm Sergeant Wallen, Bethany Police Department. I'll let you know the conversation will be audio, video recorded, okay?
Yes, sir.
So just watch camera footage of you throwing a chair off, landing and laying through the traffic. All right? We'll go ahead.
This right top.
What happened?
God damn it, boys. I know that. I ain't done nothing wrong. Oh, this is me and Thomas Rhett. Turn it up. That's me and TR. Hey, swing. That's me right there. Come on now, me and TR. Really? TR is one of the best. He's one of the best dudes in the world. He would definitely not be getting arrested.
I can't. You guys. Like, I wish it would have played the whole thing though. Like, I want to know the whole car ride with that. But seriously, he's like, "Hmm." Like, oh my God, dude. Bro. He's like, he definitely would not be getting arrested. Oh my God. I just can't. I just thought you guys would laugh maybe because I laughed. Maybe it's because I'm slightly obsessed with Morgan Wallen. And then again, I'm slightly like, with Morgan Wallen. So I don't, I think it made me laugh. But you guys, thanks to everybody. Thank you again, TK. You're so kind. Welcome, new members. If I missed you, I think I saw a couple names. Here, Tammy. I think I saw Kendall. Somewhere. Yeah, thanks for being here, guys. I have a lot to say, but I'm just gonna say what I remember actually because I'm not really fully prepared. You know. Um, so I have that, and then what else do I want to? Speaking of the Chapins, we'll go kind of in order best of my ability, anyways. And TK, be sure to tell me or any of you if you ended up not heard one. Over here in my little corner by my window on the floor again. Um, okay, so the Chapins will go from Morgan Wallen. Poor guy. I hope he gets a little bit sick. You can call me anytime if you want like a counselor or someone to help him manage all that money. Anyways, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I see Thomas helping magic. Good to know. So the Chapins, right? So what bothered me and continues to bother me. It's okay, baby. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Sirens. My dog is super sensitive. She was with the groomer all day getting her hair did. It's okay, baby. They're not coming for you. They're not coming for you. She like freezes. My dog goes in frozen shock phase when she hears sirens. It's like PTSD. Literally frozen. Since Dylan never went into frozen shock phase, as we know not to be true. The two things. My question has always been, and now after watching Little Paw and him being sure that the black SUV that comes around, 4:28 a.m. November 13th, is that black Chapin vehicle, and that's a problem because 4:28 a.m. people were gone, bed. So are they buddies with the IGG people now because they didn't want the DNA results aside from the alleged sheath no one has yet to see to this point. We're going on 3 years next month. I mean, what's going on here? And I don't know, some of you might have seen the post that I put on the community page or whatever a while back of the bathroom lady, and she was in her Christmas buff bitch outfit wearing bikini, and she's one of those bodybuilder girls, or ladies, I should say. I think she's younger than me. But I don't know if you guys didn't see it. Check it out because people seem to really get a kick out. Someone said, "What is?" And she's literally bodybuilding, tan as shit, in a little Santa hat, and But why are they best friends with the Chapins now? And why did the Chapins care about Hawthorne when why does the DNA matter to them? Angela, I don't know. I should ask, do you have a defibrillator? Oh yeah, we have one. That's the fakest 911 call. My dog would call 911 and these girls don't call 911. I've got so many problems. This case has literally, I think, I've been a little MIA because it makes me so mad witnessing, reading, and we all have the same, most of us anyways, comments. Some of us have gone through a lot due to this case, and it's just been like overwhelmingly exhausting. And then I'm paying attention to Charlie Cook and now Scott Peterson. And again, I don't know, Thomas, if you saw your email, but Scott Peterson's case now with the Innocence Project. Modesto, California is not far from where I was raised. And so I was reading those documents and I am just appalled, you guys, by the level of bullshit in our justice system. None of this is legal. None of it's just. It's all corrupt and it's all bullshit. So I don't know. I've been in a very weird headspace and sometimes you just gotta, I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna do, but you can't just sit here and listen to the news and listen to the things surrounding us. But let me get back to the Chapins. Why do they care? Why was that SUV parked there? Whether it was Hunter or Maisie or both. 428, it rolls up. Where did they go? Oh, why would you park there? Why would you park your car there and not go into the game? So is that what the Chapins were scared of? Because I will say, again, my opinion, my thoughts, my First Amendment right to say what the heck I want to say. I've always thought that Hunter Chapin, I've always thought this was all bad. And I've said that from day one. I might not have said what I actually thought 100%, but I've always thought Hunter Chapin was there and knew exactly what happened. So was Maisie. And I'm very confused at why no one's talking about the reality of this because of the because of how obvious. Yes, drugs were infused. Yes, these kids might have gotten in over their heads with things. But again, I'm gonna say, you guys, why is nobody talking about cult-like behavior when the fraternity itself is a cult? I mean, these kids don't act right. They don't act normal at all when their friends are literally Bethany and Dylan. That's their friends and their roommates, and they did not call 911. And in the same instance, they will say, "You can hear everything," meaning inside that house. Can you hear everything and you tell us what you heard? Then all of a sudden you don't hear shit. Like you don't hear the worst of the worst of the obvious of what happened. So it either didn't happen at the house, or they're lying, or they helped, and or they did it. And so I don't know, but I want to know why nobody seemed to care that that vehicle was there, and nobody wants to talk about where Hunter and Maisie would have gone. Oh, you guys just parked there and then walked back to where you live. Doubtful. Why were you driving? Weren't you drunk? What were you doing at 4:30 a.m.? Makes no sense. And oh, can't wait. Tammy, Angela, Evans, wrong. We have a little crazy 2 hours. So Tammy's not camera. I'm not getting into this now. I love everyone and God loves you too. All of you. Each and every one of you. Even the crazy ones are best. I'm crazy too. So well everyone's welcome here. Just keep playing peeps and I love everybody. I'm feeling busy. Thanks, guys. I'm just kidding. I'm like trying to keep up and talk. I love you guys. But let me see what Angela's saying. I hope my computer will work it. Wait a minute. On the window lane footage, we clearly see Hunter, Chapin, Ethan, Xander, and Hunter J. Are you talking about the boy, like when they get dropped off, like the two guys and the, well, three guys and the girl at like 12:30, Window Lane, Angela, and they say, someone says, I told Abby not to park anywhere near here. I have a video that's like almost done with that because I have questions about that, but I don't know who that. It looks a lot like Ethan. I don't know. I don't like. I'm trying to remember who it is on TikTok that also has a different name on YouTube that I've conversated with about if you're talking about. But and the thing is with the whole, I told Abby not to park anywhere near here. How come none of that's in the police report? How come the questions that need to be asked aren't there? And I just also had thought of another person that was never mentioned earlier. Now I can't think of who the hell it was. There's, oh, how come we don't see anything in these documents of an interview with Enon Bush? I'd love to know that. I mean, he lived around there, so why don't we see that he was questioned? Because he's sus, seriously. And at the end of the day, these kids are liars because Bethany is cousins with John Rogers Showalter. She's also cousins with Reed and Ben Atmore. I know this to be factual. And yet Showalter's like, I just knew Maddie. He doesn't mention he knows Bethany. We have a picture of him from high school where she's sitting in his lap, which I guess is weird a little. In my opinion, I don't know that I would be drinking sitting in my cousin's lap. I have a couple hot cousins, but I wouldn't be taking pictures of sitting in their whatever. But you get my drift. Like these kids are raised in different situations. They're groomed. It's weird. And I don't know what to say aside from people gotta wake up and understand the cover up is covering up much more than what actually occurred. It's covering up the lifestyles these people are tied to. From Judge Hitler all the way down to freaking Molly. Molly, literally. All the way down to Murphy the dog. These people have a different life and they all know it because they all live it. But the problem is nobody's understanding that these people, like what happened to these kids, that's what I wanted to say. And now I'm not going to be able to say it because I don't want to say something totally wrong. I was rereading, well, I might say it because I was also fun. People are just like pretending what happened to these kids is not as bad as what we heard in the beginning. And who's older than all the time because it was so obvious that she was this. Wait, hold up, I'm reading. Hold up. Hi, Eric. Sorry I missed you. I didn't see ya. I missed it, but I'm, who knows? I don't know who. Your cousin's cousin? Mm. Well, my cousin's cousin told your cousin to call your sister to tell him to stop doing this to the kids. There's a lot of liar prints on colors in this little area. And that's part of also what I've been just like sitting. I can't even watch a lot of this, you guys, because truly, you guys, I just think like this case is far from over. And there's a lot to be spoken. And there's few people who spend the time to go through that. And it's important because what are we talking about? We're talking about the injustice. And if Brian Koberger had any part of this, we'll go to the jail and beat his ass myself. Like, it's already, but where's the, show me the night sheet, first of all. Show me how, out of all the documents, which document says Brian Koberger has anything to do with it, period. Aside from them deciding he had something to do with it. And again, you guys, I literally, like, I've tried like 5 or 6 times since I last said that I was going to go back and do this. Because I want to go back to my DNA, all the shit I did with the IgG, family tree shit, with fresh eyes. But I turned 40 and I'm old now. I don't have it in me like I did when this first happened to stay awake all night. I really wish I did. I just don't. And I think it's just because of the energy surrounding the case. It's so toxic. I just don't have it in me. And I'm praying I do because I feel like I have answers that are right in front of my face. But I was looking at the Chapin family yesterday, and there's a lot of deep seated, deep rooted, big names tied to some of these people, especially the Chapin. And I just wish it wasn't so difficult to have people have like the mindset, like, just listen to what's being said, then go do your research yourself, which is what I've done. Because there's things happening in this world, in this country, in many of our neighborhoods today, tonight, right now, that isn't good. But how do you make people realize that unless they want to be open to it? I'm being someone that survived trauma and a couple traumatic experiences. I think I'm more susceptible to being open to hearing what other survivors of anything have to say. And I think that's part of why this case has, not only because my dad passed away and it kept my mind being, well, kept my mind grieving really. But I learned a lot and I spent all my time learning, learning, learning. But when you have people who watch mainstream media every day, all day, and they believe everything that they're told, it's a really hard thing to make people wake up to. But they need to. People sending their kids off to college because they might not have raised them in a way like these other elite people and their kids, how they've been groomed, but they're befriending these people. And it's a scary thought. It really is, in my opinion. I think it's scary. I really do. And I have a whole nother live or a video to make on some ties I've made to the whole Sigma Chi situation and the foundation and the ties to real estate and all that, and how victims, like a victim of SA, girl, there's a case way back when the girl's just now, luckily, still being able to file charges, and it's on Sigma Chi. And I learned so much in reading this one case as to how they get away with murder, actually, because they have different levels of how they handle things so that the money doesn't get taken from where the money is actually. And so that's one thing I plan to share here in the next week with you guys. But I'm a little concerned at why nobody shared why that Chapin vehicle was, and where did the siblings go? They didn't go in the house. That's weird. Macy said she went to sleep, right? Because that's what she told one of the shows they were on. She said that Ethan said, "Come hang out," and she was like, "No, I'm going to bed." And then she said it was weird that he said, "I love you." Well, for being triplets, I find that fucking weird. It's weird that he said, "I love you." You guys say, "I love you." You guys were literally triplets, now twins, apparently. And to me, it's just really shady. And the way that those two look at their parents, especially the way they look at Stacy and Jonathan, I have an issue. I don't have to like Stacey Chapin. I'm not saying they did or did not do anything. I'm saying it's suspect. And I'm saying I question it. But who am I? I'm questioning why the cops aren't questioning it, why the FBI didn't question it, why they are now working with Othram when they didn't give two shits because you can't change the outcome. Remember, Stacey kept saying you can't change the outcome, so we weren't going to go to court. They show up once just to hear him say he did it. Like, was that them showing up just to ensure that Brian Koberger said he did it because he was supposed to say he did it? What's going on there? That's a little bit weird. And I was told long ago, Ethan and Brian both sacrificed themselves, or they knew they were these. Can't explain what it means. You either get it or you don't. But everything that I was told has now come to fruition. And aside from the fact that Brian is supposed to walk, but we don't know what's going on because everything's still a secret in a closed case. Case, I said closed case. Angela says me and my siblings have always said the truth. She's always said, yeah, of course. I mean, I say that to my mom like all the time. I don't have like siblings to say that. I say that to my best friends. Oh, like it's weird. So when you're gonna tell me that you have triplets, they're so close, they do everything, they went to college as they told the world. It was weird that Ethan said, and I don't find it weird at all. Ethan seems like the biggest teddy bear ever and the biggest love bug in the world. Ethan would always say he anyone. I am sure of it. And so to hear that, I was like, that's weird. I don't buy it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And the way Maisie looks at her mother every time she comes from the day that they all wore blue outside when they did the press conference where they spoke to the news outside of Ethan's little like memorial, and the two stood back behind the parents. And I swear Hunter had like bruises on his arms, and they both acted so weird. I don't know, and I get it. I know I personally understand. We all grieve differently. I'm not judging grief or anything. I'm judging based on the fact everything else surrounding this case is ridiculous. And I'm not even a mother. I'm a dog mom. I would never say like I'm good, everything's good. You can't change the outcome. No, if you did that to my child or my dog, I'm coming for you. And I don't care if I'm coming for you in a courtroom. You're putting me in jail because I'm coming for you. It's just not right. Something's not right with that family, and I've said that from day one. Doesn't sit well, and I want to know where did Hunter go if Maisie was at home sleeping? Where did Hunter Chapin go? Why would he park? There's no need to park there. There's parking at Sigma Chi. Why did you park? I don't buy it, and I think it's sick. It's all bloodline bullshit, and well, okay, we'll lighten it a little bit because, yeah, we'll lighten it, and then we'll listen to. I want, and this TK, I'm glad you're here. Actually, I'm gonna play this first, and I have it right already at the Kara Willis. I did this. I'm gonna share a video I already did a while ago. Angela knows because I remember her asking me about Rory, who I was speaking about. Well, I say the name Rory, okay, in the video, but I I finally found my video, and I've been wanting to go back over these because I think it's important. And Kara Willis, and the link is already in the description box to her video, her original video. That I'm sharing my video that I got from hers. This audio has names and it's a little disturbing, so trigger warning. It's not very long, but I thought it would be good to go over it, and I've wanted to do this for a while now because I think it speaks volumes to many things. And so I want you guys to listen um, to this and let me know what you think after this because honestly, you guys, well, I guess I can say, me personally, I believe I can pretty much put, there's a lot of names that are said. I believe I can pretty much put a face to every name almost said. But pay attention, and if you have like headphones, you hear it pretty well. But there's a few little portions where you might not hear things as well. But she did this and she transcribed it, so I'm gonna share this with you guys because I think people need to hear it. And this has been like a year or more ago, and no, my Angela says my little two boys with which is oh yes, girl, me too. My dog literally never stays like she's not left here alone. She's either going with me or my mom is watching her. I've left her once in 7 years, and that was like a 12-hour overnight period of time. And I was like, I'm never leaving her, and I'm okay with it. I love her. She's my kid, and you know, she's a little feisty and she does not like anyone near me. So I'm happy with that. And I hope she lives till she's 20 years old at least. And I'll be single as long as I have my girl. She's my girl. I literally, I literally would be free because people are good people. You know, y'all are good people, and I'm blessed to have you in my team. But good people are really not that, I mean, there's good people out there, you guys. How do we trust people? This is my thing. How do we trust people these days when everything we're seeing is telling us not to? And I mean, I guess for me, it's different because of my situation and meeting someone on a dating app, and that was all bad. And so I'm very fearful of people on the internet, but I'm also trustworthy because I want to have heart that you should trust and you should love people. Sometimes in this world we're living in, though, that's a dangerous position to put yourself in, you know? And I mean, like TK, I would fly to Canada to meet that girl any day. Like, there's some people, you know, I trust, but then there's people, and with people with kids, the world was better when dating apps and you had to really have conversations with people. And now it's like you can stalk people on the internet, you can harass people, you can bully people. Now there's a couple people who might fall in love, but damn, everything I see these days is really like quite the opposite. And so it's like the traditional way of life. And I don't want to say I want to go back in time because wave is too far for someone like me with black in my skin. But I think that people who value the traditional way of life we're missing that, and our kids are missing that. There's kids don't even conversate. Like they're sitting next to each other, seeing each other, and they're sitting downstairs in a house where their friends are getting slaughtered. And they're not even calling 911. I mean, I don't know what to do to make people realize like I hope every person in Moscow locks their doors now and doesn't leave their keys in their car. Like we've seen so much. These kids were very naive, but at what point is anyone going to seem like they changed? Because let me tell you, I I will tell you, I stalk Sigma Chi on one of the social media platforms, and I stalk a couple people tied to this case, and I get notifications when they state things, and um, it's a little weird. Like the other day was National Boyfriend's Day or Girlfriend's Day or Partner's Day or something, and I see Quinn Kelly post, so I was wrong. I think they broke up. They're still together, and they're still so in love apparently. And then I see that like Mackay or Idaho is having like their own version of the Bachelor coming up, and they have like 12 guys from different fraternities that are, up for grabs. I wish I was in college, you guys. I wish I lived around there, but I really don't. But I wish I did for 5 seconds so I could go pretend to be a college kid because I would be all up in that business. I would be the stalker of the year, and I don't care. I would get the information, and I'd probably sadly end up in Paradise Creek. The problem. How come none of these parents get what the end result is for their kids? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, Moscow is a different breed. A breed of very different types of people. But okay, you guys. So big thing. Well, okay, I'm gonna let you hear this real quick. I'm gonna let you hear Kara's audio because it's just you have to hear it. And TK, you might, I don't know, I don't know if you've even heard of, but you might hear more or be able to do more. But I think it's very important. I've wanted to do this for a long time. And then after that, I'm going to give you guys the big thing that I wanted to talk about. And TK, you know what it is because I told you what I did the other night with my mom and how I realized things. So hold on one second. You guys. I want you guys to just listen to this because there's names and it's important. I have it already. I'm not showing you my whole video. I'm just showing you the parts that matters. So here you go, you guys. Hold up. Did he just say Rory? Like, thou shalt not kill Rory? And did he say Enon? Wow. 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 This just gets crazier and crazier, doesn't it? So let me also say, I hope I pressed. I hope you guys heard what I said there when I got on. So whoever's talking is telling Bethany she has to listen to get physical and pay attention because they end up talking about being related. Um, so the names they're saying, it's a lot of names, but then pay attention, like the barstools things. This was, I mean, how could this be made up? You know, and Sarah did a good job. There's little bits of background noise, and I think that they're saying other things that could be, I don't know how to do all that, but I just have to say that, like, what they're saying and whoever's talking to Bethany is like somebody in charge of this and giving her permission. I mean, and then I'm glad I did it this way because we're gonna close it off after this with point of this whole thing and tied to what this might mean and might. So here you go, guys. It's almost over. So, right, right. I mean, what do you should? I mean, hey, Steven, good to see you. Yeah, no, Angela. I just back then I thought I don't know what I heard it. I was literally listening and recording at the same time. Oh my God, TK, what are you doing? You're awesome. Thank you, babe. Pay it forward the day I'm able. Promise you. You're such a blessing, and I'm so glad that you're amazing. Thank you for always showing up when you don't have to. I appreciate you so much. You're seriously the angel, girl. Angels and agents. I'm working on that this week. After tomorrow, after I go with my mom and my dog to get a little day away tomorrow, full force this weekend. But you guys, you heard all of them. And I want you guys to like literally like record it, think about it, do whatever with it. In my opinion, I rewatched that so many times. There's so many things said in that. And they talk about the DoorDash. They literally talk about DoorDash. And I don't know. I just think there's some things that you cannot pretend aren't real. And I do believe Emma Bailey and Demetrius were involved 100% still. But there's names being thrown out from Melvin, and then they say Jackson. Well, Pavarotti says his theory with Malich and Jackson Schneider that lives in Queen Road, Providence. Well, they say Jackson, and they mention a paralegal. Well, David Barry Ochoa's mom's a paralegal. And I wish I don't have my notebook because I have all these names like written on it. I talked about the Hayden as well. One Hayden is Kaylee's ex-boyfriend. Then there's Hayden with Sign Guy and at the grub shack in the yellow Dutch coat sweater. So how is that all possible? And then there is a guy named Levi, and they talk about Jack. They talk about the bar stools, and I just saw someone on TikTok, and they literally pointed out paint, like fresh paint, in that house, like drops of white paint, and then they circled the bar stool. And for some reason, I swear, I think those bar stools, I don't know what they did to them. It looked like they tried to paint them. I mean, what did these kids do? But here's the kicker. Hey, you guys, big kicker. I forget. Oh, this is how it all happened and came to this, which is how my life goes. In a nutshell, weird shit happens, and I just know when I'm supposed to like decipher what I'm supposed to make these speaking. Okay, so maybe like 2 weeks ago, I saw the premiere for, and I've told you guys that there's a movie that's going to come out, and I'm not saying it's, but I have said that this would be a big screen production soon. I guess I don't remember when I predicted it was, but at this point, thought probably sooner than now. And I'm not saying this, but I am saying something. I saw the preview randomly for Scream 7, the movie Scream. And I was like, that's weird. It gave me the heebie jeebies. And then I decided the other night to watch the original Scream, which came out in 1996. I was 11 years old, 12 years old. Yeah, I don't know when I released it. I know I wasn't just in fifth grade. I would have been at least in sixth grade. I feel like I was in high school, but I wasn't obviously. Um, so I remember seeing Scream in the movie theater, and the other night I asked my mom if she wanted to watch the movie with me, and I was already I was like, just come watch the movie, come, like let's watch it. So then I make her watch Scream, the original, with me. And I literally could not believe my eyes. And I remembered like the gist of it, you guys, but when you really pay attention, I challenge you guys all to go watch Scream before the weekend's over, and maybe we can have like a part two to this because I want to know that I'm not crazy because my mom thinks that I think everything is tied to Idaho. I don't think that crazy. It's wild though. The things that happen, the way they happen. And I was a little bit shocked and I really didn't know what to feel because I was like, so what the like is this real? Or is this like a game And then I realized, oh shoot, did I download it? Well, I didn't. Okay, I will read it to you. The start of the movie, Drew Barrymore is in her house, and then she, guy calls, crazy stalker guy, right? And then, long story short, then her boyfriend's showing up. Well, he's tied up out back to a chair, and he gets gutted. But when she gets off, he stabs her where I would believe to be what is called her sub. Hold on, I'll have it in my notes. Her subclavicle, subclavicle. Hold on, we'll have it here. Whatever he stabbed her with, like he stabbed her in her collarbone, basically. And the minute I saw that, it hit me. And this is not why the movie is named this. I googled it, and it's not because I thought that this is possibly why it's called Scream. And I thought it was because you cannot scream if you're stabbed there. But that is true. Also, but Kaylee and Ethan, Kaylee was stabbed there. Ethan was, I can't. Ethan was his jugular was missing, and so that's why all the blood there. But it really weirded me out, and I said, "Is that?" I really thought it was called Scream because you can't scream, and then I thought, "Is that why they didn't possibly hear them?" Because I'm still trying to make excuses for these grown ass women who didn't call 911 for their friends, and so it's a little weird. But the rest of the movie, like you guys really have to watch it. I was like taking notes watching Scream. I mean, who does? And it sounds like, but it's Paramount Pictures. There's a lot of things that make me question what the hell is going on. And so my thought process, the guy who writes Scream, mind you, or one of the main people. Well, guess what? You know what else this dude writes? So guess what? Vampire Diaries. And then he writes this. You see in this little picture up here on the screen. He also wrote this the eyeball stalker. There's a lot of things that this writer writes, and so I was like, maybe it is a psycho. I mean, I'm not saying it's Brian, and I'm not saying it's not Brian at this point. I don't think it's Brian, but what do I know? Oh wow, traveling road production. See, there's so many production companies, literally even just in the Idaho area, which is strange to me. Very strange. TK, be safe. Literally, be safe. Love you, girl. Thank you. But yeah, you guys, it's just a little weird to me. The whole thing's weird. But what's weird is that these things all just need to come together. So, is there someone in this whole scenario that is really truly obsessed? Did these kids think that they could like replay a horror film? I mean, at the end of the day, there's so much that can't just be coincidence, like vampire stories. And if you guys literally watch Scream, I mean, I really don't like scary movies because these days I think they're all very like fake. But I literally was scared my I scared myself, literally. And I mean, it was a 1996 film, so I guess it's pretty good. I'll give them. And I literally though got creeped out because the guy, the scream mask, Ghostface is what they call it. Okay, Ghostface. But he's fat and black, and it's just really creepy. It's really, really creepy to me. And know I don't know what to think. Like, is this a cult? Is this people that are just psychotic, a couple crazy people? And then I know what I was told of what happened. And then I know about how all this matches up with what's told, and it matches more up to the person. Someone leveled up, multiple people, Freemasons leveled up, money over everything. People groom their kids, they live weird lifestyles, and this was, sadly, in my opinion, I literally believe this was a sacrifice. But what do I know? You know? There's so much to be said, and then there's all this audio. None of this ties back to Brian Coburn. But what is going on with Brian Coburn? And why is everything such a secret? I literally hold on to what I believe and what I from the start. I believe Brian Koberger was working with the cops in whatever position. Maybe he wasn't a thread, but I don't think he was a thief. I think he was hired by someone in some type of agency, and he got caught up. And maybe that was intentional, maybe it wasn't. I firmly believe Brian Koberger has family in Washington or Idaho, and I firmly believe what I've said. I'm not backing down. I believe Brian Koberger is related. Also, like what is Bethany's exculpatory evidence? Number one, and how come that's just like blown? Like that's just covered up. Like no one cares about what that was. I mean, also, is it exculpatory or isn't it like a conflict of interest if Brian Koberger is literally related to Judge Hitler and or if Brian is related to the owner, the co-owner of the house? Like people are just pretending that this is just gonna go away. It's not gonna go away. It's not. And Ann Taylor better be doing something else about it. Like for real, for real. Angela says all these different people who are making money off predict this is lining of these kids. The whole thing is becoming. Yes, I agree. And that's what I was saying. Like at the beginning of this, it's very like it's overwhelming, but it's also like draining. I really I won't ever give up on this case and looking into things. But like I said, I used to be able to just stay awake, and I was so dedicated, and I'm not dedicated, but it's like the toxic and negative nonsense that has surrounded this case and still does in some situations. It's just draining. And I mean, you guys know I mean, I know what outcome can be for people. Like, thank God I know that. I might have already given two because it's a lot, but I see what hard work and all the diligence and the efforts you have to put in to get somewhere with a place like the Innocence Project, and it does not happen overnight. But when you have that, and I mean, I want that for any innocent person, and that's why I forget who I was telling, but I truly do believe, like, I hope Ann Taylor is helping Brian. I hope that someone is telling the family that, I mean, because it has to come from the inmate, the letter to, basically beg for help has to come from the inmate. And so I really do hope someone is working with their family if he's really innocent. Because it really takes for fucking ever, literally. And it's sad, but it's better than nothing, you know? And I mean, if he was going to end up going away and getting the penalty, he would have he would have been screwed. And that's someone's life, and we don't know why he did. And I mean, I wish I had it in me to be the one to like reach out to his parents and stuff. I just don't know at this point. Like, I don't want to be the person that's stepping on toes that don't want to be stepped on. I mean, it's an awkward situation. I really hope that someone's helping them because if Brian really is innocent and they don't know what to do, I mean, she can consume you. And honestly, it's not fair. It's awful. Like the kid I've been helping, his mother has battled breast cancer twice since he's been incarcerated. 17 years. She's, I talked to her the other night after it was on the news, and I wanted to assure her that they said it could take 10 years from now. That's a lot for a parent to have to hear. And she's like, baby, I just don't think they can do this anymore. It's a lot when you're not supposed to be in prison. It's a freaking, not just on the person, but their family. And my heart breaks for the coworkers. Even if Brian did this, if he did it with help because he had to have had help, I still don't believe the kid did it. I'm just trying to be open but because he said he did it, but I also know that people say that and do that and they confess, just like the guy. Pressure that is put on a person, and he's been what in jail. I mean, prison, jail, same thing. A jail is a jail, and you're in a cell. Going on 3 years, you guys. I mean, I don't know. We can't assume what he made the decision for. And it's really none of our business. I just really hope that he's getting the assistance that he should still be receiving. And he's not a dumb dude, you guys. So I pray that Anne had a different plan and said, you know, I mean, yeah, it was a loss because I keep seeing Anne and Eliza and Becca's faces at court. They clearly were devastated. And so I keep seeing that in my head and I have to wonder. But then I also wonder, not wonder, I believe and I hope they're doing things that we don't know about and we don't have to know so long they're giving Brian what he needs. You know, I agree, Angela. Angela says, I believe there's a battle going on all around us. Most people don't have a clue. It is good versus evil. It's dark versus light. And it's spiritual warfare. And it's scary. It's scary, but at the same time, it's hard to watch, I guess. It's not scary if you have faith and you believe in a higher power. It's not scary if you truly know in your heart that you do the best you can. We're all sinners. None of us are perfect, but most of us, and I do believe that most of us are good. I believe that those people who are not good, it's because of their upbringing and they've been taught whatever they're doing, and that's all they know. And it's not to excuse that by any means. I think humans, we are meant to innately be, and then life happens to people again. None of us are perfect again. It's just how we handle every struggle and how we're brought up. And a lot of kids are brought up in bad situations and they're angry. And who can blame them? If they don't have anyone to raise them and look up to, what do we expect? And then I'm not going to get political, but what's happening right now is scary, but I think it also is a necessity. I think that we the people, it's a turning point in things that it's up to us to decide that we don't have to judge our neighbor because we feel like being judgmental, and we can be kind even if we don't agree with people. Um, I don't know. Um, Speaking of this, though, now that I'm thinking of it, I find it a little odd, and if Thomas is still here, I find it very odd that in that audio that I just shared with you guys, um, whoever it is speaking that says, no, I'm going to Israel. Well, I've told you guys many times, I need to find it. I think I found it. That's the documents, and I don't understand a bunch of like government political documents. But I think I came across something randomly, which is what happens to me more often than not. But I've told you guys, JLR, before the house was demolished, started to read some extra attached email to his FOIA request, and I swear he didn't realize what he was saying. And maybe he did, because he's smarter than he was acting. Right? But it was about China, Ukraine, Russia, probably Israel. I don't know. I can't remember if he finished reading. He seemed to not understand and correlate that he was like, I don't know what this is. And now all of this stuff, and I just have to say, I firmly believe, for whatever reason, the Chapins are very heavily tied to something to do with Israel or that whole thing, like Charlie Kirk was, and because Charlie Kirk wasn't willing to do what the people who are on the side of Israel, and I'm not speaking to any of this as my opinion, I'm just speaking what I've learned. Charlie Kirk gets killed shortly after he says he's not going to be bullied into things for the sake of whatever and whoever was giving him money that were pro Israel, and he was not going to just do whatever people told him to do. And then when I heard, no, I'm going to Israel, and that audio, it just reminded me what I already kind of assumed. And so my point is, I guess, because I don't understand all this government stuff, I don't understand, I'm not that well versed with the whole war and what the Bible says, but all I know, what I believe the Bible was meant for is not for us to take it out of context, and not for people to go so far. For example, sacrificing your firstborn son. Like, just because that's what's said in the Bible, that is, in my opinion, not exactly what God was saying needs to be done today. But some people take things very literal, and I do believe the Bible was meant for people all over the world to be able to interpret it and not just take things so far out of context. So I know I sound crazy because I went from talking of horror movies to the Bible and everything in between. I'm sorry, guys. That's just me. There is a lot going on, and I'm glad you brought that up, Angela, because I think that's something that's also heavily weighing me. I don't know what to think about what's going on, but I do know that the place that America's headed is not a good situation for anybody. And I think that we have the power, you and I, all of you, and in our neighborhoods and our communities, we have the power to not let what we see on the news and any hate that's being spewed, we have the power to let it divide us or let it bring us closer, even if that's not what we are used to. I truly believe, though, I don't care what my neighbor believes, I don't care what they're voting. I think that it needs to go back to a place in time where I don't know. I can't watch the news. I'm yelling at my TV. I'm yelling at the president. I'm yelling at people who don't understand what it's like to have color in their skin, because it's not. People don't understand. But I don't hate people for it. But I think that that's the fine line that's being drawn, you guys, is that there's hate, and people see things, and people already hurting inside hurt people. So you got people who are sitting at home with all these pent up emotions from whatever they're suffering with. Then they continuously hear this hate, hate, hate. It's the Democrats this, it's the Republicans this, it's this, it's that, it's this, it's that. But at the end of the day, what is it? Because all we can control is what we can control in our life. We don't have to go shoot someone up, like some location with a bunch of people who are innocent, who have nothing to do with anything, who don't deserve it. We can just learn. I mean, I don't understand why people, like, if we all just did something nice, a little bit different, change something slightly, every single person, it would change the world. Everyone's so caught up in their bullshit. So that's why it's really hard for me to even do this sometimes, because I do have, obviously, I'm talking about it, and I didn't intend to talk about any of this really, but it bothers me because I don't understand. I know every person here is a good person, and it's like, how do I know that? Because I just know most people are good. How come it seems like we're living in a world where there's a mass shooting every day now over some bullshit? And a lot of it is because it's bullshit that these people listen to on the television. It's not even true. I mean, I don't know what to do, you guys. It's frustrating. I'm sorry. I went all over the place, you guys. Now I'm like Debbie Downer because it bothers me. And I think we're really headed for trouble. And I'm glad I don't have children, but people do have children, and it's a scary world out there. I really believe that, love isn't love anymore. The traditional love, that don't exist. It's like you don't even get a divorce. Every time you turn the TV on to one of the crime channels, it's like, oh, you didn't choose divorce. You put them in a trunk or a suitcase or the lake or whatever. Like, people don't even consider divorce. They just get rid of their spouse. That's an issue. That's a big issue. You've got all these women now somehow. I think me and TK talked about this. All these women teachers, most of them very decent looking at least, husbands and children that are now sleeping with their students. I mean, what are we doing and why? And then we have every case like Charlie Kirk, Idaho 4. Um, there was just Luigi. All these cases that don't make sense, and it seems to me that they're government tied relations and who knows what and why, or the truth. But there's a lot that's going on that there's no proof, no answers, and yet you have people sitting in jail where you don't have an ounce of actual proof that those people did what they did. Scary. I mean, that's gonna I mean, it makes me question. I mean, I love my city, and I'm very glad I grew up with the literal sheriff, the head honcho of my town, his child, and I know a lot of cops in this town. I know a lot of firefighters. I'm blessed because if I wasn't, I would not trust that to be my outlet of safety. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't trust what I mean, I don't trust them outside of my town. And I think it's very, very scary. Thank you, Angela. We live in scary times. Thomas says briefly, there are many antichrist spirits in the country working against. Yes, the Lord of these spirits always are accompanied by spirits of lawlessness. Notice the rioting in criminal cities. Yes, 100%. And I think it's extra, extra, extra right now. And I have to just say that at the end of the day, I feel like, and this is my motto, and I will tell you guys, never once was a conspiracy theorist. I learned so much about the sicker parts of life since Idaho 4, but I've also learned and will continue to keep learning. And I want to know what's going on in my country, in my state, and in my city. Politics was never my thing. It is now, though. And it's kind of weird because I like literally watch politics for breakfast. And it's important, though, to know. I don't like what I see. I don't like the bickering back and forth. I don't like the bullshit that overrides in my opinion, for years now, it's more bickering than giving a crap about people. They're too busy fighting over who did what and when and not talking about the people. And so we're in scary times, you guys, but my whole point is I do believe there's so many good people. We're all good people. We can get through it together, but I think it's a job that's going to be a task for all of us, literally put on our hands to do together in our own lives and in our communities because people are starting to really lose their shit over it. And people are not happy. People are, I don't know, just, I don't like that I don't want to go places because I think someone might fly off the handle. Oh, speaking of, one last political thing on my little agenda. Um, the Super Bowl is in my state, my 49er stadium. And this all this crap about Bad Bunny performing. Um, and then like I don't even know what I think, but what I do think is that it's ridiculous and I'm really pissed off because it's my my 40 years of life stadium. I mean, it's not been there, it's new, but I'm not happy that this is in California. And of course it's happening because, you know, the president doesn't like Gavin Newsom, my governor. And I I'm pissed because if I were to get to go to the Super Bowl, I'd be terrified at this point to get to go to the Super Bowl because of the bullshit surrounding it. Like, why is everything coming to be such a awful thing? I mean, if I mean, I don't even know. I've never heard a Bad Bunny song, okay? But I saw the guy do an interview and I have heard and I've watched and I've seen now. I mean, who cares? And so now it's going to be like, we're going to send ICE agents to get people. Like, what? You're taking one of America's favorite pastimes, and now you're going to do that and ruin it. I mean, was it not bad enough to watch what happened to Charlie Kirk on national television? Well, not on national television, but it was nationalized right after it happened. Why can't people just let well enough alone? If people don't want to go see the dude, don't go to the Super Bowl. Don't spend $1,000 for a bullshit seat at the Super Bowl. Don't spend 10 grand for a real good seat at the Super Bowl. I mean, I've watched plenty of Super Bowls. I wasn't thrilled with the performance, but I did. I mean, who cares? Just think people are so nitpicky and hateful. It's very silly. And it's sad to me that if I had the chance, I wouldn't. Yeah, go Niners, Thomas. I never would ever go. Sally, let me see what who was Hunter Chapin's girlfriend? I'm not aware that he had a girlfriend. To be quite honest, I think Hunter Chapin liked Xander, and I think I've heard that, but I could be wrong. Um, my opinion, Hunter Chapin. We heard how Stacey Chapin spoke of Ethan. I guess I'm just gonna say it, and you can look it up because I'm not gonna get too biblical or political. And I want to talk about these things, but I wasn't prepared for this. But I literally believe that Ethan, and this is also because of things that I was told, Ethan obviously was allegedly the firstborn. Lord, Ethan, you heard Stacy, they worshipped the ground he walked on, right? So I believe Hunter was jealous. And I truly believe Ethan also walked on water to his family and they loved him, loved him, loved him, loved him, obsessed over the boy who wore blue until I believe Xana was blamed for Ethan's decline in schooling, possibly. Um, I don't buy the bullshit about how they loved her the summer they spent. I just recently found out Ethan's mom had no clue about Xana's mother and her situation. I just know those people are judgmental AF, and that's my opinion. I can't say, I guess I won't say, I know, like I don't know for fact. That's my opinion, that's my perception. And I just, I, I just think that Ethan in their mind also was like a TK might help me with this. He was like a fallen angel. You understand that? Like, and I'm just learning these things. But I firmly believe this has to do with things such. This is not just 4 kids that got killed by Brian Cover. It's so much deeper than that. And when people want to realize that and actually try and understand what really went on, only then is when we can even understand how this occurred, why it occurred, who did it. And the sad thing is because of that, I don't think there's not going to be justice because there's not that many people willing to have conversations that make people feel uncomfortable. Hi, Crime Matrix. Sorry if I missed anybody. My chat's doing weird shit. I can't even see like half of it. I only see like half of the name. But thanks for being here, guys. And I'm just like off my rocker right now, just talking about, everything and anything. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that we are missing the point in a lot of ways and areas in this life, you guys. And I mean, who am I that I'm just saying it's not right. And we gotta figure that out, because even if we're gone, it's like, what are we leaving for the kids in this world? Like, what is gonna happen to the next generation? Like, scared. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared of the shit that's happening right now. I really am. So I don't know about you guys, but I don't like being scared. But I'm a realist, and I need to be aware. Like, you have to be aware of shit too, And I don't know. I have high hopes for you guys, but at the end of the day, it's a little bit scary. A little scary. And I don't know. I question why these people's parents aren't making a big ass deal about the shit that's actually occurred. Are they not reading the same documents that we're reading, or what is the deal? Because I'm sorry, again, I don't see where anything has told me that Brian Koberger killed anybody. I just don't see it. So what's up? Like, where's that true? And if I'm a parent or a loved one or a friend, I'm gonna be like, what the hell? Like, is it not a problem that there's someone out there or someone legitimately out there still walking the streets every day, living their life, and that's okay? Like, how is that okay? I don't get it. This- And that's really, know, which is kind of like, sorry, one of those little also. The lows of honey, some people are not capable of understanding what is really going on. They don't have the time. I totally agree. Totally agree. That's why I feel like well, for one, I try to leave my house and take people for who they are. And if someone's rude to me, maybe they're having a good day. Because maybe if I'm rude to someone, I'm not even maybe realizing it. It's just, it's sad that it seems that everyone is so literally up their own ass every day that we're not paying attention to like the reality of life. And people are struggling right now. They really are. And it's not helpful to people when, you walk out the door, you're having a bad day, everything's going wrong, and then, the last thing you need is some asshole to be an asshole. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know how else to say it. But people and that's what I was saying earlier, kids are being brought up in situations where they don't have love, they don't have attention, they don't have things that they need, let alone tools to get through life and handle life. I mean, that's a challenge nowadays. And it's because you've got a lot of kids raising kids at the point, and it's just one generation to another of something that's not gone well. But instead of all this hate that kids see, they don't need to see. And I mean, I just think that we're living in a world where everybody's so like touchy. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Everyone's so sensitive. Like, and I get it, but I also it's like there's a fine line. I will just say it, I don't think our president should be such a bully anybody because that sends off a very bad message to younger children. Little kids need to know you don't need to be a bully, even if you don't like someone. We work together with people. Like that's the example I can give. And again, not trying to be political, just it's what's all over the television every day. People turn on the TV. I mean, my grandma got mad at my mom last night because my mom didn't want us to talk politics. My grandma's almost 94. And there's just things like back in the day, people didn't even talk about politics. Like, you don't talk. Now it's all over our computers, our tablets, our phones, our screens, everything. And it's like forced almost. Like, we have to talk about it because it's all over. And I think that we should just go back to like the olden days. Like maybe we don't need all this shit. I don't know. Maybe we really don't. Because at the end of the day, it's not really helping. It is in many ways, but if it's gonna create such division, we don't need it. And I don't know, but like I said, it's exhausting on the internet. I mean, I hide and I just like I have so much to say every day. But then it's like I look online and I'm like, oh, I go to YouTube and then I see everyone's live and I'm like, okay, what are they saying? And I do this throughout the day. And then I'm like, I have 12 million pages of notes that I've got shit to say. And then I'm like, but what does it? I want it to be put together so well. And I'm very much, obviously, you guys, many of you know, I'm kind of hot all the time. But I try and make my points. And at the end of the day, what I've come to realize is that it doesn't matter what I'm going to say. I hope to make somebody understand something, even if it's a simple something. And I hope to be kind of inspirational to somebody, even if it's just like, my girl's a little crazy, but she still goes live and maybe has a good food. Because maybe that's what we need. Like, I'm not gonna ever be perfect with this, and that's okay. You guys are here. You're here. We all have to come together And I think that so long we have an outlet and a space for even just to talk about whatever. Like if someone in here had something and they wanted to talk about it, I would stop everything and I'd say, let's talk. Because why wouldn't I do? And I think that this society we live in is putting so much pressure on everybody. And I'm one of those people that I'm very much, I try to be very organized and planned out. It doesn't come across that way, but I think I try too hard. And at the end of the day, I didn't come here to be some perfect, I'm not here to be like a college professor about crime. I'm here to do what I feel like I think people need. And that's what's on my heart. So yeah, we can talk about Idaho. We can talk about things that have happened. But I do want you guys to know at any given point in time, I'm here for it. Like we can talk about whatever. I truly believe we're facing some really hard times if things don't change soon. And so all we can do is be kind and be the human that we hope to have others be to us. It's not, it's literally treat others how you want to be treated. Like we learned that at what age? And I think we could all change just a little bit more. And being willing to see the other side of whatever, you know? And that's, I don't know. I don't know how I even started talking about this, but thanks for listening. But, I don't know. I love you guys. I'm so glad you guys are so nice to each other. And thank you guys all for being here. You guys are awesome. Well, thank you, Angela. I love you guys. I do appreciate you guys, though. And I appreciate you guys because you do let me be me. And, I always want to come with good information. But I've tried to be very, until recently, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful at this point, but like until recently, I really tried to keep my thoughts in a lot of things with Idaho, and especially the chasing. But there comes a time where I can't keep learning about what's going on in the world around me and not question what I'm seeing that I've been seeing for 3 years now and not have a real kind of issue with it. And I'm not, I'm just sharing my thoughts and I'm not accusing anybody. I want to be wrong. I really do. I want to be wrong about my beliefs because if I'm right, then that makes me sick. I just, I just feel that I was told too much at the very beginning of this, and that was my driving force to figure it out. And it makes me really sad, actually, because I don't think whatever happened for whatever reason to these kids, whoever did it, I don't think it was Brian. I don't know if he was there at all, but whoever did it is capable of really, really, really sick shit. And that should scare everybody. And I'm compelled to believe people like my thoughts about the Chapins. How can you let? I just believe not even just them. I believe that more than just one family knows more than we know, and they know that whoever did this is. And to me, how are you letting that happen? How are you letting that literally happen? That there's one or more just literally sick and twisted, evil, bad, bad, bad people out there. And to be the Chapins and to know what happened to your son, I don't understand it. And I can't pretend that they're in denial. I can't do it. You sent your kids that are twins now in October back to the school, and I'm sorry. Um, my dad died 3 years ago, over 3 years ago. I'm still not okay with it. And he lived a life. of whatever life he lived at least a long enough life. Not long enough for me, but he lived his life. And he was not slaughtered by somebody. And so my issue is, what the hell is that? How are you okay with? I'm not okay with that, and I feel like Ethan is the one that never got. Nobody spoke for Ethan. Thank you, Crime Matrix. I appreciate you so much too. So cool. You guys, I will say this over and over. Ethan, I feel like I have such a connection to, and I don't know why I didn't ask for it, but it kills me that he didn't have one person stand up and say a damn thing like that sentencing hearing. Whether I believe Brian did it or not, no one stood up for fucking Ethan. Like, why didn't Hunter Johnson? They're best friends, right? I mean, Emily was there, so Hunter was. How come Hunter didn't speak? Oh, did Hunter not have the balls to talk to the alleged person who took his best friend's life? Because maybe that's not who took his best friend's life. You know, that's what really bothers me. And, you know, I get it. People grieve differently. I totally get it. But it really blows my mind. And nobody showed for Ethan. Instead, they were at the lake yesterday, pretending he doesn't exist because that's what that family has continuously done. And even you guys, I'm telling you, if you weren't here earlier, I discussed the movie Scream, the original. And I'm telling you guys, if you guys any of you end up watching the original 1996 Scream movie, tell me, because if more than one or two of you do it, I want to have another live about it because you're going to see what I'm talking about and the similarities. Because literally, like, I've complained about how first Halloween after this all happened, and one of the Sigma Chi frat boys dressed up like Koberger, like the murderer of Ethan, you know. And so you have Hunter, who still is in Sigma Chi, and you have one of his buddies dress up as his triplet brother's killer. First Halloween, not even a year had passed. That happens in the movie too. So those are the things that I find very odd, amongst many other weird little coincidences. And I just find it very weird. And to me, you know, Eyeball, the guy wrote the Eyeball movie, Stalker, he wrote Vampire Diaries. I mean, what? Like, so maybe we should all just say maybe Dylan and Bethany killed you. I mean, maybe there's a fight that happened and it got really bad. Or maybe a bunch of sick little twisted fraternity sorority kids, like Kim WSU said, you know, they were just gonna shake him up. Shake him up. And the creeper. Who's the creeper? I mean, there's probably, almost 3 person in Idaho. The creeper. And I'm not gonna say it out loud. I literally am making a note because I was doing this and I'm not gonna do it yet. But I have a interesting comparison to do. And it's tied to the FBI, but that's all I'm gonna say. Because I need to make sure I'm not crazy before I share it with you guys. It's interesting. And it has to do with Kim WSU and the FBI or the Department of Justice. Yeah, me too, Friend Matrix. Well, thank you. Thank you too. Thanks to everybody who puts in time. I mean, even those, like, Angela, you're always here. We all know this piece, like, forwards and backwards. We all have a heart for this. And I just wish that, well, for one, I want to say thanks to everybody because if it weren't for all of us, Brian Koberger would be forgotten. And I think that was insane. I really do. I think that they thought they never expected, us crazy blood flus to go nutty on them. They literally thought they were gonna just get away with this because I think they've gotten away with a lot of things thus far. But at the end of the day, there's so much more to this. And I think it's important to not let every other child, and to me, they're children, even though they're college age, people died. These kids, the black kid was hung from a tree. Hannah Clear, um, Hayden, all the kids. I mean, and the kid that's in the coma right now was delivering DoorDash in Idaho just the other day. And frat boy beats up the DoorDash, puts him in a coma, and no one's arrested. Oh, why? I mean, that's one thing I haven't even looked into. Why? Because mommy and daddy have a shit ton of money or what? Like, what is wrong with Moscow, Idaho, Moscow Police Department? Like, what is wrong with how they don't know how to do their job and follow the law? I guarantee if I went to Idaho, say the trial happened and it was in Lake Tahoe, and I go there, and I go to the corner club, I get drunk as a skunk, I walk to my hotel down the road. Yeah, right. I would never do any of this. Not there. I'd be in jail for something. I'm sure of it. I'd go to jail for, public intoxication or probably, who knows, they'd make some shit up. So why is it that these kids don't get in trouble? The kid's in a coma. That's not okay. I mean, what is wrong with these people? Money over everything. Why do people don't send your kid to school in Idaho? No, TK, don't ever chance your safety, girl. Yeah, you guys, I don't know. I need to go live more so I don't just spew out all my feelings all. Anyone who comes across this live is gonna be like, what the hell is this girl talking about? What's wrong with you? Amazing. And also, has anyone seen or heard any from Twiz? I have not, Angela. Me and TK just got something the other day. I haven't Um, I haven't been in any chats lately either, though, but I have not. And I worry and wonder about Annie Peterson as well. I emailed her, or I had left a comment right when she kind of disappeared and gave her my email, and I haven't heard from her. Um, I think I was in a chat, but it was like a week-ish, maybe 2 weeks ago, when someone asked about Twiz, and I forget who it was, but they said that they had heard from him like the day before. So I don't know what's with him. Yeah, I don't know. I hope he's okay though. I think this has just become a lot for some people. And at the end of the day, when you feel powerless, we don't know why Brian took the plea deal. And I think that's it's hard. Um, I mean, like the Robert Robertson, I don't know if you guys saw my video about the autistic man who's innocent and going to, as of now, be executed in Texas on the 16th. I can't watch. I mean, I can't handle, like, I won't probably be on here at all talking, doing nothing. And I've been like that since I was little, even when bad guys got executed. But when I know the truth about something, it's really hard. And so I can only imagine Twiz might really be kind of struggling with whatever, however, why ever Brian did that. And I mean, I hope maybe Twiz, I mean, he can go visit Brian. He can put in a request and Brian can say or nay it. And maybe, I don't know. I don't know if that's something Twiz would do. But, I don't know if he is struggling with the outcome of what we all, I guess you could say, know as of now. I mean, maybe that would help. I don't know. It's really hard though. Oh, he was there? Oh, thanks, Thomas. And yeah, Angela, I know. It's like, I don't know. But I think it's good. We pay attention, we notice when people aren't around, and that's all we can do, when kind of like this whole other world we live in here in internet and on YouTube. And I don't know, you guys, but all we can do is look out for each other. And we all go through things. It's life, and it's not always easy. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys being here. And the dog is having a fit because she spent all while she was at the groomer from like 11 or 4 ish, and so she's really unhappy. I love you guys. Sorry, I was all over the place, but I had things to say. And if you guys watch that movie, let me know. Um, I have more to say. I just have to be better organized. And so hopefully this weekend I'll go live, maybe Friday night, Saturday, or probably Saturday or Sunday, I should say, because tomorrow I'm gonna get out of town and go hang out in the mountains and go to a cute little mountain town with my mama and my dog and just get out of here before the weather gets bad and get out of here and just take a break. And so I have to go live too. I love you guys, and thanks for listening to me just talk nonsense. Some of it made sense, I hope. I love you guys. Thank you, TK, so much for everything you do. You are a great supporter of the channel. Thank you all for being such great supporters of this channel. And I just love you for loving me. And I hope you come back again. I promise I'll try to be better together. But I love you guys. And I hope you guys have a great Thursday. And email me if you guys have if you guys want me to talk about anything, shoot me an email. Might take me a day or two to get back to you. 3, maybe if I'm having a bad day. I love you guys so much. And thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Crime Matrix. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. God bless all of you. And you guys know how to reach me. You guys get a good night's sleep. And Little says, bye, guys. Thank you. We love you. Stay safe. And I will talk to you guys all very soon. Please stay safe. Bye, guys. Appreciate you.